Quick background on the basics of the policies. A general liability policy that's a standard form policy will pay all sums that the insured is legally liable to pay because of bodily injury due to an occurrence. That's your basic premises operations coverage. What's premises coverage? Your general plaintiff will be somebody, a claimant who is a worker on a business premises, such as a factory or any other commercial location where they allege exposure to asbestos. Mr. Horkovich, my colleague, will tell you some typical facts of a premises claim, but that's your general overview. Operations coverage. Again, your claimant is going to be on a business premises. The defendant is going to be somebody who was installing or using asbestos in their operations. You probably know from both either representing defendants or plaintiffs that when there's a contractor and they're cutting and sawing, they're making dust, or that's the allegations. When they're ripping open bags of asbestos, the allegations are that dust is released. If a claimant alleges that that person was exposed to such dust while the dust is being used in operations, while the asbestos is being used in operations, that, I would argue, should fall within operations coverage. Now, products hazard has often applied to many defendants in the past, and many insurance companies have applied it for all claims. Why? Because most claims in the past, fairly stated, were against manufacturers of products that the claims are not on the premises and the claims were not against the manufacturers while they were using it in their business operations. And let me tell you why the products hazard, generally speaking, would apply to those claims. The products hazard has 3 requirements. If you meet all 3, you're within the products hazard. If you don't meet all 3, you're out, because it's a limitation on coverage. Now, I've also seen cases in which insurers are obligated to have the burden of proving that the products hazard applies. The Eagle case from the Fifth Circuit, for example. But you're saying, so what is the product hazard? What are these 3 pictures? Well, the product hazard requires the claim to involve the named insured's product. That's the first picture there, my finding of asbestos dust online. It was quite a search. The next one, it has to be off of the premises that the named insured owns, rents, or controls. So if the business is operating, doing business operations, installing, contracting, and the like, but away from their premises, or they've sold a product away from their premises, and that's where they've been sued, again, you've 2 out of the 3. The third one, the passing the baton, they've relinquished possession of the product. And this is what most operations claims turn upon. If someone's been sued, and the lawsuit says, for example, as I've seen in the New York Powerhouse case transcripts, that I was a boilermaker and an installation contractor was over my head because you make boilers from the top down, and the dust fell on my head while they were cutting, sawing, and ripping open bags of cement and mixing it and pouring it. That's what the allegations are. The contractor has not relinquished possession, I would argue, of the product at that time. And if you don't meet the 3rd requirement, you're outside of the products hazard.